What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestar here, and today we're discussing episode 74 of Dragon Ball Super. I think that's what it was. Was it 74 or 73? One of those. Doesn't really matter. The Great Saiyaman episode, which I thought, there's something in my eye. Can it not?
Are you okay?
Yes. It's just a freaking thing. What do you call these things? Eyelash. Eyelash is just floating around my eye. It's like the worst feeling in the world. You know what's the absolute worst feeling in the world?
What?
When you have contacts on and you probably never experienced this because you don't wear contacts, but when you have contacts on and you get an eyelash in your eye and it gets underneath the contact, it's the worst thing ever because, like, especially if you're out in public, that happened to me like twice in my life when I was in like high school. It was like the worst thing ever because you can't just go in the bathroom and fix it because you gotta like take the contact out.
Okay.
And so you just kind of gotta sit there and just kind of like, Ugh! In fact,
when you started talking about that, I thought you were gonna like somehow play it cleverly into this episode.
No, I'm serious. It's like the worst thing ever. In fact, I want you to comment some random things that like the worst things that could happen to you in the comment section below. But I am wearing my tracksuit because my boy Gohan is doing some Dragon Ball action. Tracksuit Dino, Tracksuit Rhyme, whatever. Yeah, we got the Great Saiyaman. Now, I will say this episode was all over the place, and that's the one thing that kind of kept me from enjoying it. Because the first half, I didn't really enjoy it.
I felt differently. Continue.
We'll talk about it. The first half was great. Going into this episode, I had very low standards because, again, I was a Great Saiyaman. It's not going to get excited until February 5th. What are they going to do? And when they showed, when they started off with like Gohan kind of weaseling, not really weaseling, but sliding into the DMs of this movie, basically, to be the stuntman, it was hilarious. It was like, I want you to dodge that tank, and that like the fake stuntman was
that was
like,
the best part.
No, I'm not going to do that. Are you serious? I'm going to die. And then Gohan's like, I'll do it. And he freaking does it, and it's all like, oh my god, this is cool. Which, by the way, Barry is a dickwad.
Yeah.
Barry reminds me of the feelings I had for Hercule Satan when I was a kid. I just hate him. On top of that, he tried to take credit for the heroic act that Great Saiyaman did in the show when he stopped those two bad guys. I do not like him, and his face just pisses me off. And also, by the way, to those who don't know, Barry is also the actor that was portrayed by Majin Buu in the Buu saga in Dragon Ball Z many, many years ago. So it's kind of cool that they're going back and bringing back old stuff, but he pisses me off. I don't like him. He's a dick. But either way, Gohan managed to get his way into the movie, and he's going to be doing the stunts, which is awesome, because what better way to do it than him? But here's my problem. What I didn't like about the episode is after the first half, I'm like, okay, what are all the stunts going to be? Like, for me, if I was the person in charge of the episodes, I would have just done stunt after stunt after stunt after stunt. And the whole time you have Barry getting pissed, and we're just all just laughing, like, oh, Gohan, he's dodging tanks.
Killing it.
He's dodging lasers, and everybody's loving him, and then, no one like Barry. But instead, what happens is after the first half, it turns into something completely different. We get some Great Saiyaman action where he stops the bad guys, which was entertaining. It was also funny seeing Krillin get knocked out.
It was.
And so you got Krillin's like, oh yeah, this is my job, I'm about to stop you guys, and then freaking Great Saiyaman. Yeah, and then you also see the Great Saiyaman beam, which I would love to see that as a future attack.
That was so funny. He was like, Kameha.
I probably shouldn't. Great Saiyaman beam, yeah. But so this is exactly the problem I had. After that, it got all over the place. The thing is with these filler episodes, you only have an X amount of episodes to kind of like put stuff together and kind of make it cohesive. I hate it. The Potafu stuff. The Potafu stuff still haunts me. It was awful. I don't want to see Potafu stuff ever again. And when I saw Potafu stuff, or not Potafu stuff, but the fact that they had the whole alien thing happening in this episode, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if they're going to follow the same thing. Because we did see the alien took over that robber and then basically made him powerful. And then, this is what I'm talking about. It got all over the place. We go from the stunt thing, to the robbery, to Jocko showing up, to the freaking girl knowing Gohan's secret, which also reminds me of Dragon Ball Z when they had that one girl who, had the secret on Gohan. He thought she knew that he was the Great Saiyaman, but instead it was all because of the underwear. Like,
and
it was
here we go again.
all over the place. Now, what did you like about it?
What I liked about it was the part where, like, in the beginning, when they were on Earth, and, like, obviously not the Jocko stuff, but when he was trying to get on the set, that was, like, really interesting to me, and I found myself forgetting that I'm, like, trying to watch this show, and I was just watching it. Because
we both were like that.
When we first sat down, I was thinking, like, oh, here we go again. Like, this filler stuff, and then, like you said, I had really low expectations. But then as I started watching it, I forgot that I was watching it, and I was just really honed in. And that's why I enjoyed it so much. But I can't really give, like, specific reasons why, because when you think about it, it's like, that really was the best part. And then afterwards, it kind of
just went down. Like, Now, I'm not hating on the episode. Not hating on the episode at all. It just...
I had fun watching it, though.
It was fun. It just... They should have just stuck to that. Because, like, the thing is with the filler stuff, you don't have to get too heavy into the writing. I mean, the hit stuff was great. Hit stuff was just in and out. Like, you got in, hit showed up, was a fight, 2 episodes done. Great. That's a great way to do a little in-between thing. The Potato stuff, like I said, going back to an arc ago before we got into the Trunk stuff, it was just so long and stretched out. Every single week, it's like, oh, here we go again. This is happening. Like, that is not how you do filler stuff. But with this, it's like, okay, just stick to one thing. It should have just been Gohan going in, doing the stunts. Every single time you did a stunt, you did something hilarious. And then, like, everybody loves him. And then Barry gets more pissed. And then it's like, kind of turns into, like, everybody against Barry type of thing. Which I love the fact when the director stood up against it, was like, what are you gonna do? What?
With the fire
with the fire inside. It's like the only person that can tell Barry to just basically stop. Like, they should have just done that, but now it's like, oh, they're doing way too much. I don't know why.
So basically, you wish they would just cut out this like whole villain thing.
Not necessarily. Like, what I would also like, this is how I would have done it, actually.
Okay.
The first episode, because this is going to be a 2-part episode. Next week, it's going to be the finale of the Great Saiyaman stuff. And then after that, we're doing another quickly in-between filler thing as well. What I would have done for this is I would have just had the whole entire episode be about stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the aliens show up maybe like towards the end. And then next week, we kind of have like the interruption where now you have an alien invade, which is essentially is happening. Yeah. And that's what all we know is going to happen next week, where it's all about the alien taking over. It also reminds me a lot about Baby, but not in the same way.
Kind of a little bit.
Like I would have rather just be that. But it's all about stunts, and then next week's the alien, and then from there it's kind of finalized.
Instead of like melding it all
it's
weird
too
the
much.
way they did. Yeah.
Like what does the scene do with the girl Coco who's like, hey, I know you're Great Saiyaman, fly me around.
That specific scene was really pointless.
Why? Like I mean, I don't know if she is Watagash, because
I don't think so.
Well, because Jacko shows up and goes, "You are Watagash." Now I assume maybe she is Watagash, and he's basically trying to stop her. In which case, that would make sense. But at the same time, it's kind of like it's so all over the place. Just focus on one thing: introduce the alien, defeat the alien, call it a day. Let's get into the next full arc. So,
and the episode preview, it showed Barry being what do you call possessed by the Watagash.
So clearly we're going into like that next week. It's gonna be all about Watagash and stuff like that. Which again, I'm so glad that you're not doing the Potato stuff. This is a lot more enjoyable than the Potato. Like I'm sorry, I know some of you guys like the Potato stuff, but it was just so annoying watching Grape Jelly Vegeta fight everybody. It was just please no more. Don't do that again. But let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this episode. Was it good, was it bad, whatever. The cool thing is every time they do this filler stuff is they're always showing like old stuff. And like I said, the fact that they brought back Barry, well, they didn't really bring him back, because the first time when they showed Barry is when Majin Buu had a poster and he made like that handsome face, and that's like the first time we saw Barry in Z. And then they finally introduced him as an actor in Super. So that was really cool. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of like your ideal filler episode scenario. To those who watch a lot of anime, there's always those kind of filler stuff that not necessarily filler.
Yes.
Like the Day at the Beach episode. Every anime has a Day at the Beach episode.
That's what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So
he said, "What's your favorite kind of like filler episode? Not necessarily filler, but just like in quotations." You know what I'm saying?
In the comment section below, I want you guys to have a lot of fun with this one. I want you to kind of take create your own filler episode situation scenario and just kind of write it out. I mean, it doesn't have to be like super crazy essays, because I mean, kind of hard to read. Just keep it kind of simple, like, oh, everybody goes to the beach and the freaking aliens take over Vegeta, and then they all have to fight him, and then they all beat him, and then they end up getting sunburned or something. I know, something simple. Write that down below, and I want to see what the community can come up with, because this could be a lot of fun. This is basically your chance to be the writer. Well, not really, because it's not going to be written, but your chance to be a writer of this filler stuff and kind of think it through. I mean, if you want to do an essay, feel free to do so, but for the most part, I just want to see an outline and see what you guys can come up with. You said you wanted to see a beach episode. How would that go? Do you have that written out?
One of my favorite kinds of filler episodes in most anime is when they go to the beach and something haunted happens.
That would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Like there's always those episodes where, okay, the Day at the Beach, where all the characters go to the beach, and then it may be in the same episode as the beach episode, but at least there's another filler episode where something has to do with like a ghost of some kind, and it's never an actual ghost, by the way.
Right.
It's always something
It's always
else.
something
but
else,
there's
yeah.
It's like a mystery ghost, like paranormal activity type of episode
What
on the beach.
What I would love to see, and this is something that we've discussed many times. I just bumped into the mic. This is something we've discussed many times before in videos and stuff. I want to see a filler, like a 2-part filler episode of Jocko and Great Saiyaman, maybe Bulma too. Going off to some planet, arrest some kind of like a villain or something. That would be a lot of fun because you got Great Saiyaman being the strong guy, you got Bulma there just to be sassy, and now you got Jocko just to be goofy and talk back. That would be a perfect scenario for funniness. They need to do that. If they do that, I will 100% support that, and I would love to see something like that. And it could be something like goofy, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of setting up basically what happened to Potato stuff. Potato stuff just wasn't executed that well. I don't know.
You know what? I feel like if they did a beach episode, like I was talking about, I feel like it would result in like someone creating a tsunami on accident.
That would be funny too. Also, if they do a beach episode, it needs to end with Vegeta getting a sunburn.
Yeah.
Just imagine him like pissed off, like, I'm burning.
And getting hit by a tsunami.
And getting hit by a tsunami, yeah.
That's not funny, but it's Dragon Ball, so.
It's Dragon Ball, it's fine, yeah. Anyway, so we're getting there. If you watched on my channel this past weekend, a couple days ago, 2 days ago, we do got the episode leaks for 74, 75, 76, 77. We're getting close to the Universal Arc. If you want to jump ahead and see what's going to be planned in the filler stuff, feel free to watch that video by just going back to my channel. I'm not going to link it in the description because I don't want everybody to click it if you want to, get spoiled and stuff. It's not major details, but it is one major thing happening very soon, which I'm excited about. Yes, that thing's finally happening. But no details on survival arc stuff yet. So if you want to check that out, go back to my channel a couple days ago and check that out. But other than that, let us know your thoughts on this Great Saiyaman stunt episode, as well as your ideal filler stuff face. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next review next week, where we get to the end of the Great Saiyaman stuff. And hopefully it's going to be a lot more exciting than this episode was. As long as they stay focused on one thing, which is what the next episode preview looks like, it's going to be fun. Also, one last thing, I love the outro.
Yes.
I love the outro because the outro was great. I saw a couple people criticize it on Twitter.
No.
Right when it aired. Well, they criticized it only because it wasn't animated. It was just basically manga panels.
Oh.
But like, I liked
the song.
It felt right. The music felt very fitting with the manga panels. It was a good execution. I like it.
The song was so good.
It feels like an anime outro.
Yes, like a real one.
Yeah, so if you want to also let us know your thoughts on that down below, feel free to do so. 9,001 likes, as always, that's the goal. If we can hit that, great. If not, well, then I'm just going to go, I got nothing around me. I was going to,
I don't know.
I'm just going to end the video.
Okay.
I got no outro. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Kira Bug and Rhyme Style, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.